Every meaningful journey begins with a clear sense of purpose. Vision is not just about seeing the destination, it's about understanding the reason for the journey and trusting the guide who leads you. When you walk in faith, God plants a vision in your heart, not one born of fleeting desires, but a calling that aligns with His divine plan for your life. This vision may not always come with clarity, it may feel distant or obscured by the fog of uncertainty, but it is in those moments of doubt that faith becomes essential. Faith turns vision into a flame that lights the path step by step, even when the next step feels impossible. God's purpose for you is never hidden out of cruelty, but rather revealed in His timing when you're ready to see and embrace it. I think of the countless individuals throughout history who carried their vision long before it became reality. David had the vision of being king long before he wore the crown. Joseph dreamed of greatness while he was still a slave and prisoner. Their vision was not a mirage, but a promise, a glimpse of what God had in store. It was their faith, not their circumstances, that allowed them to move forward. You, too, have a vision planted by God. It may be small now, like a seed, but within it lies the potential for greatness. Trust that God is nurturing that seed, even when progress seems slow. Keep your eyes on the promise, not the problems, and you will find strength to persevere. Life often unfolds in ways that defy our understanding, yet it is in these moments of uncertainty that God asks us to trust Him. Trusting the process means accepting that even when the path seems unclear or the road is filled with detours, God is orchestrating every step with purpose and intention. Sometimes the process involves challenges that feel overwhelming, moments when you question why things aren't happening the way you hoped or as quickly as you planned. But those delays, those obstacles are not signs of failure. They are part of God's design to prepare you for the blessings ahead. Every difficulty you face is refining you, shaping your character, and strengthening your faith. Think of a potter working with clay. The clay doesn't know why it's being pressed, molded, or put into the fire, but the potter has a vision for it, a purpose that the clay cannot yet comprehend. In the same way, God is molding you through your experiences, preparing you for the role He has set for you. Trusting the process requires surrendering control, something that isn't always easy. It's about choosing to believe that even when life feels chaotic, God is working behind the scenes. It's understanding that what may seem like a setback is often a setup for something greater. Beauty of trusting the process is that it allows you to focus not on the uncertainty, but on the certainty of God's faithfulness. He has never failed before, and He won't start now. When you trust Him fully, you begin to see how every piece of the puzzle fits perfectly into His greater plan for your life. Adversity is a universal part of life, yet it often feels like an unwelcome guest, interrupting our plans and challenging our faith. But what if we could see adversity not as an obstacle, but as an opportunity? When viewed through the lens of faith, the trials we face can become transformative experiences, shaping us in ways we never imagined. Every difficulty carries a lesson, a hidden purpose that reveals itself in time. It's in the moments of struggle that we grow the most. Just as gold is refined by fire, our character is strengthened and purified through adversity. God doesn't allow challenges to break us, He uses them to build us. What feels like a mountain too steep to climb may be the very thing that elevates us to new heights. Consider how many of the greatest achievements in life are born from adversity. A seed must break through the soil to grow. A butterfly struggles to emerge from its cocoon to gain the strength to fly. In the same way, our challenges are not the end, but the beginning of something new. They stretch us, test us, and ultimately equip us to fulfill the purpose God has for us. Adversity also deepens our reliance on God. It's easy to trust Him when everything is going well, but faith is truly tested when the road becomes rough. In those moments, we learn to lean not on our own understanding, but on His wisdom and strength. Through hardship, we discover that God's grace is sufficient and that His power is made perfect in our weakness. Adversity gives us the opportunity to shine as a testimony to others. When people see how you overcome difficulties with faith and perseverance, your life becomes a beacon of hope. You inspire others to trust in God's ability to bring beauty from ashes. Instead of fearing adversity, embrace it as a tool in God's hands. Let it teach you, grow you, and prepare you for the blessings ahead. What feels like a trial today may turn out to be the foundation for your greatest triumph. Patience is one of the most powerful yet challenging virtues to practice. It requires waiting with faith, trusting that God's timing is not only perfect but intentional. Patience isn't about passively standing still, it's about actively preparing your heart and mind for what lies ahead while maintaining trust in the process. In a world that demands instant results, waiting can feel like a burden. We often want to see immediate answers to our prayers, quick solutions to our problems, or rapid progress toward our goals. But God doesn't operate on our timeline, He operates on His own divine schedule, and His timing is never wrong. Patience teaches us to surrender our sense of urgency and replace it with trust. When we wait patiently, we allow God to work in ways we may not immediately understand. There is a reason for every delay, a purpose behind every pause. Sometimes the waiting period is God's way of protecting us from stepping into something we're not yet ready for. Other times, it's a season of preparation, where He equips us with the strength, wisdom, and character needed to handle the blessings He has in store. Patience also deepens our relationship with God. It pushes us to lean on Him, to seek His guidance and reassurance, and to cultivate a sense of peace even when the answers seem distant. It's during these times that we learn the true meaning of faith, not just believing that God will come through, but trusting Him even when there's no visible sign of progress. In addition, patience shifts our focus from what we don't have to what we do. It teaches us gratitude for the present moment and reminds us that God's blessings are not limited to the future, they're present in the here and now. This mindset helps us find joy in the journey even as we wait for the destination. Patience is not about giving up, it's about holding on to hope, to faith, and to the promise that God is working all things together for your good. The waiting may be long, but the reward is always worth it. Trust that God sees the bigger picture, and in His time, everything will fall into place. Each of us carries a light that is uniquely ours, a reflection of the creativity and intention with which God designed us. Your talents, passions, and perspective are not accidents. They are deliberate gifts meant to illuminate the world in a way that only you can. This light is your purpose, your calling, and your contribution to something far greater than yourself. The beauty of your unique light is that it doesn't need to compete with others. The sun, moon, and stars each shine in their own time, fulfilling their distinct purposes, yet all are essential to the balance of creation. In the same way, your light doesn't diminish when others shine. Instead, it adds to the brilliance of the world. Recognizing this frees you from comparison and allows you to embrace your God-given role with confidence. Yet there will be times when your light feels dim, moments when you doubt your value or struggle to see your impact. In these times, remember that even the smallest flame can push back the darkness. Your light is not about being perfect or having it all figured out. It's about showing up, trusting God, and using what you've been given to make a difference. When you step into your purpose, God amplifies your efforts, making your light brighter than you could imagine. Your light also has the power to inspire others. Just as a single candle can ignite many others, your courage to shine encourages those around you to do the same. You may never fully know the impact you have, but rest assured, your light touches lives in ways that are seen and unseen. To shine as God intended, you must first believe in the worth of your light. This requires faith not in your own strength, but in the one who created you. It's about trusting that God has equipped you with everything you need to fulfill your purpose. You don't have to wait for the perfect moment or for everything to align. Your light is ready now. Remember, the world is a better, brighter place because you are in it. God has placed you here for a reason, and your unique light is part of His plan. So shine unapologetically, not for your glory, but to reflect His love and grace through you. Faith and fear are opposing forces, yet both hold incredible power over our lives. Fear paralyzes, keeping us rooted in doubt, while faith propels us forward, encouraging us to trust in what we cannot yet see. When you choose faith over fear, you make a bold statement that God is greater than any challenge, any uncertainty, or any obstacle you might face. Fear often whispers lies, magnifying worst-case scenarios and making problems appear larger than they are. It thrives on doubt and feeds off uncertainty, causing us to hesitate or retreat from opportunities. But faith reminds us of the truth that God is in control, that His promises are unshakable, and that He is always working for our good. Faith silences the voice of fear by anchoring us in God's power and love. Choosing faith over fear doesn't mean that fear disappears entirely. It means you refuse to let it dictate your actions. It's about stepping out, even when you're scared, trusting that God will meet you where you are. I think of Peter walking on water. He stepped out of the boat in faith, focusing on Jesus rather than the storm around him. The moment he let fear take over, he began to sink. This story reminds us that where we place our focus determines our ability to move forward. Faith also requires us to surrender control. Fear often arises when we try to handle everything on our own, forgetting that God is our ultimate provider and protector. When we choose faith, we let go of the illusion of control and place our trust in the one who holds the entire universe in his hands. It's an act of humility and dependence, acknowledging that God's plan is far better than anything we could devise. Faith has the power to transform how we see challenges. What once seemed insurmountable becomes an opportunity to witness God's faithfulness. Fear focuses on the problem, but faith focuses on the solution, and that solution is always found in God. Even when the outcome is uncertain, faith gives us the courage to move forward, knowing that God walks with us every step of the way. Choosing faith over fear is a declaration of trust in God's promises. It's a daily choice to believe that He is bigger than your fears, stronger than your struggles, and faithful to lead you through whatever lies ahead. When you let faith guide you, you not only overcome fear, but you also shine as a testament to God's unwavering love and power. Gratitude is a powerful practice that transforms how we experience life. It shifts our perspective from focusing on what we lack to appreciating what we have. As we walk through the journey of life, gratitude allows us to see God's hand in every step, even in moments that feel uncertain or difficult. Life's journey is rarely linear. There are detours, delays, and unexpected challenges that can make us question where we're headed. Yet, even in these moments, there are blessings to be found. Gratitude teaches us to look beyond the obvious and recognize the subtle ways God provides for us: a kind word from a friend, strength to face a hard day, or the beauty of creation around us. These are reminders that no matter where we are, God is with us. When we choose gratitude, we begin to see life differently. Instead of viewing obstacles as hindrances, we can see them as opportunities to grow. Gratitude acknowledges that every trial comes with a lesson, and every setback is part of a greater plan. It keeps our hearts open to God's work, helping us trust that even in the hard times, He is leading us towards something good. Gratitude also helps us celebrate the small victories along the way. We often wait for the big moments to feel a sense of accomplishment, but the truth is, life is built on a series of small, meaningful steps. Each one is a testament to God's faithfulness, and each one deserves recognition. Pausing to give thanks for these moments strengthens our faith and reminds us that progress, no matter how small, is still progress. Gratitude cultivates contentment. It teaches us to find joy in the present, rather than constantly longing for what's ahead. When we focus too much on what's missing, we overlook the abundance already in our lives. Gratitude redirects our attention to God's provision and helps us trust that He will continue to meet our needs. Living with gratitude doesn't mean ignoring life's hardships or pretending everything is perfect. Instead, it's about acknowledging the challenges while choosing to focus on God's goodness. It's a conscious decision to see His blessings, even when circumstances are difficult. Gratitude keeps our hearts aligned with His and reminds us that we are never alone on the journey. As you move forward, let gratitude be your guide. Celebrate the milestones, cherish the moments, and trust that every step, no matter how small, is part of God's plan for your life. Gratitude turns the journey into a testimony of His love and faithfulness. The people we surround ourselves with play a significant role in shaping our journey. They influence our thoughts, actions, and even our faith. This is why the company you keep is so important. It can either uplift you and strengthen your walk with God, or pull you away from your purpose and leave you feeling discouraged. God designed us to live in community. We are not meant to walk through life alone, but not all relationships are equally beneficial. The right company encourages you to stay grounded in your faith, challenges you to grow, and reminds you of God's promises when life feels uncertain. These are the people who reflect His love through their words, actions, and support. Good company doesn't just tell you what you want to hear, it tells you what you need to hear. True friends hold you accountable, helping you stay aligned with God's purpose for your life. They inspire you to be your best self. not out of competition, but out of genuine care for your spiritual and personal growth. That presence strengthens your faith, especially in moments when you might be tempted to give up or lose hope. On the other hand, the wrong company can lead you astray. Relationships that are built on negativity, selfishness, or a lack of faith can drain your energy and cloud your vision. They may encourage fear, doubt, or choices that pull you away from God's path. This is why discernment is so important. Prayerfully consider the relationships in your life, asking God to guide you toward those who will build you up and away from those who hinder your journey. The company you keep also influences how you see yourself. When you're surrounded by people who see your potential and remind you of your worth in God's eyes, you begin to believe it too. These relationships become a source of encouragement and affirmation, helping you shine the unique light God has placed within you. In addition, the people around you can become your prayer partners, walking with you through life's challenges and victories. Sharing your struggles and celebrating your successes with others who share your faith creates a bond that strengthens everyone involved. Together, you grow closer to God and to each other, becoming a reflection of His love in the world. As you journey through life, choose your company wisely. Seek out those who point you toward God, who remind you of His faithfulness, and who encourage you to stay true to His purpose. Surround yourself with people who inspire you to keep the faith, even in the face of challenges, and you will find strength in their presence as God works through them to bless your life. Every one of us is created with a purpose, a unique role in God's divine plan. This purpose is not random or accidental, it is intentional, crafted by a loving Creator who sees your potential, even when you cannot. The promise of purpose is God's assurance that your life has meaning, value, and direction, even in the moments when you feel uncertain or insignificant. God's purpose for you is not limited by your circumstances, your past mistakes, or your current struggles. In fact, He often uses these very things to shape you for the journey ahead. Just as a sculptor sees the masterpiece hidden within a block of stone, God sees the beauty and impact that your life can have. His purpose for you is already woven into the fabric of who you are, your talents, your passions, your experiences. Nothing is wasted in His hands. Discovering your purpose often begins with faith. It requires trusting that God has a plan, even when the path isn't clear. Sometimes purpose is revealed gradually, one step at a time, as you walk in obedience and remain open to His leading. Other times, it emerges through challenges that stretch you and force you to grow. What may seem like a detour or a delay is often God's way of preparing you for the next chapter of your life. Living in God's purpose brings a sense of fulfillment that nothing else can. It doesn't mean life will be free of difficulties, but it does mean that everything you face has meaning. When you align your life with His plan, even the hard moments become opportunities to grow closer to Him and to make a difference in the lives of others. Your purpose is not just about you, it's about how God works through you to impact the world around you. It's important to remember that purpose doesn't always look grand or dramatic. Sometimes it's found in the small, faithful actions of everyday life, showing kindness, offering encouragement, or simply being present for someone in need. These moments, though they may seem ordinary, are part of God's extraordinary plan. The promise of purpose also comes with hope. It reminds you that your life is not random and that God's plan is unfolding, even when you can't see the whole picture. It assures you that your efforts, guided by His will, are not in vain. When you live with purpose, you become a light in the world, reflecting God's love and faithfulness to those around you. Embrace the promise of purpose with confidence and faith. Trust that God, who began a good work in you, will carry it to completion. He has called you, equipped you, and placed you exactly where you need to be to fulfill the plan He has for your life. All you need to do is say yes to His purpose and let Him guide the way.